if you've ever had one or two or three students who seem to need your help for every single little thing, whether it's checking their math problems one by one or asking if their sentence is right before they even write it down, you know how draining it can feel when kids don't know how to work independently. And the truth is, a lot of kids right now are struggling with independence. We're seeing this more and more in classrooms. And so in today's video, we're going to talk about why this is happening and what the research says about self-regulation and independence in this generation in particular. And most importantly, 5 very practical strategies that you can start using this week in your classroom to help your really needy students start becoming more independent learners. So first of all, let's talk about it. Why are kids so needy? So kids aren't needy just to be annoying, even though it feels like sometimes that's why they're doing it. It's like, oh my gosh, you're driving me crazy. But they're needy because they haven't yet built the skills to self-regulate. And research from the Rim Kaufman and his colleagues' study shows that children's ability to self-regulate, to manage their attention, manage their emotions, and manage their behavior predicts not just academics, but their work habits and their engagement throughout the school year. And here's something really interesting. A 2022 study by Rudisill and their team found that kids who have warm, supportive relationships with their teachers actually perform better on self-regulation tasks. And that's not a surprise for those of us in the classroom because we understand how important that relationship is with kids. But it's really important in terms of helping them build self-regulation as well. So if you're noticing more neediness in your classroom, you're not imagining it, between more and more adult scaffolding at home, which is happening, parents are more helicoptery than ever, it seems like. I don't know if that's a real world word, but anyway, higher anxiety among children and those missed opportunities for practice during COVID. I know we want to think COVID is not affecting us anymore, but it's still affecting this generation. A lot of our kids simply haven't had enough chances to really practice independence. So let's talk about 5 different strategies that you can use in your classroom to start helping children to build that. Number 1 is to build confidence through structure. And this is a big one. If you've been following me for a while, you know I'm really into structure. When kids know what's expected and they have visual reminders in the classroom, they don't have to check in with you for every single step. So that's why things like routines and anchor charts and checklists are gold. We're going to talk about that. So for example, in my classroom, I'd have a simple chart for solving math word problems, for example. So number 1, it would be read the problem. Number 2 is plan the steps. Number 3 is solve. And number 4 is check your answer. And my students knew that before they asked me for help, I'd point to the chart, the checklist, and say, have you gone through the checklist? And that kind of structure not only reduced interruptions and the amount of students who came to me asking for help prematurely, but it really started to help them build trust in their own abilities. Okay, so the second strategy is to teach kids how to use self-help tools. So I love the rule, and I use it all the time in my classroom, ask 3 before me. So instead of running to you or running to me right away, you can either have your students first ask 3 other students before asking you, or you can have them check in with 3 other sources. So maybe it's an anchor chart, maybe then it's a peer, and maybe then it's looking at other resources that they have to help them solve the problem. So what I'd actually say to my students is, before you come to me, show me what you've tried yourself. Did you check the chart? Did you ask a friend? Did you try your best strategy first? Because those routines start training kids to look for answers outside of you. Because let's be honest, you can't be the only resource in the room, especially when there's only one of you and 25 kids or more. So the third strategy is to shift from being a rescuer to being a coach. And this is a hard habit to break if you're in the habit of being a rescuer. I totally understand it. It's so tempting to just give the answer when a child looks stuck or show them where to find it right away, right? But research shows kids build independence when they practice problem solving, not when they're rescued right away. So instead of solving it for them, try asking, what's the first step that you could try? Or what did you already do? Or what worked for you the last time? And one of my students, Jason, he was crazy about asking me for help with everything. He used to call me over for every single question. And once I started asking him, what have you tried so far? Rather than just helping him figure out the answer, he began to experiment on his own first. And it took a few weeks. I mean, it doesn't happen right away, but because he knew I wasn't going to answer it for him and I was going to ask him what he had tried first, he started trying to solve his problem before coming to me. And he started to learn to solve some of his problems, and his confidence started to grow so much that he didn't need me nearly as often as he did before. Now, the fourth strategy is to help your students build stamina. So independence isn't going to happen overnight, right? It isn't a one and done lesson. It's kind of like when you go to the gym and you're building muscles, where you have to start small, you have to commit to doing this all the time, like every day, and then increase gradually. It's the same thing with confidence building and with stamina building. So for example, maybe you set a timer for 5 minutes. And then you say to your students, okay, let's see if we can all work quietly on our own until the timer goes off, and then celebrate that win. Do that for a whole week and celebrate their success with that. Then stretch it to 7 minutes the next week, and then 10 minutes over time. As soon as they're feeling successful and they're having success with it, you can increase the time. Because kids really feel proud when they see, hey, I did it all by myself. And that pride fuels their independence. And you're going to see that they're going to start taking more risks and doing things more independently for longer periods of time. And finally, strategy number 5 is to balance independence with that connection that we talked about at the beginning. Because here's the truth. Sometimes kids cling to you, not necessarily because they actually need help, but because they need to feel seen. They just need a little extra attention, right? So that's why small gestures matter, and doing this in different ways rather than just letting them ask you for help all the time. So a quick thumbs up, just giving them a sticky note saying, great effort, or I noticed that you tried, I'm so proud of you, or letting them know, hey, I want you to try on your own, I'll come check in with you in a few minutes. So that way kids know that they're not being abandoned, right? They're practicing independence within that safety net of that connection with you, which is often what this is about when it presents as neediness. And research really backs this up as well. Strong teacher-child relationships help kids regulate and take more risks in their learning. Okay, so let's do a quick recap of all 5 of these strategies. If you want to help your needy kids become more independent, number 1, build confidence through structure. Number 2, use those self-help tools, teach them self-help tools. Number 3, be a coach, not a rescuer. Number 4, build stamina with small wins. So build that stamina up over time. And number 5, balance independence with connection, because that independence isn't going to happen overnight. But every little step you take and every little strategy you try with them gives your students more courage to keep trying and to fail forward, as we like to say in education. And if you'd love ready-to-go checklists and lesson plans and teacher scripts to help your students build independence, I've created an entire resource pack inside the Classroom Management Club just for you. You'll get printable posters and student-friendly checklists, really helpful checklists to help you think through how to build independence with your kids, and mini lessons to start right away. So if you aren't a member of the club yet, click the link below where you're watching this video to learn more. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, my friends. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss future videos on classroom management and teaching strategies, and comment below and let me know, was this helpful? What did you find especially helpful? Which strategy are you going to try? Or let me know if there's another topic you'd really love some help and support on, because I'm always interested in knowing how I can best support you. All right, you've got this. I'm totally on your side. I know you can do this. And as always, remember, just because you're a beginning or veteran elementary teacher, there's no need for you to struggle. Bye for now.